Hi there, and welcome to Allie's Allergies, the show where I, Allie, am allergic to everything, and where it is 4:04 a.m. and I'm starving. So today we are making Streit's matzo ball soup mix, and I decided to make this little cooking video because I've never actually made this before, and it was more complicated than I anticipated, so I figured I'd show you how to as well. So what you're going to need for this is your matzo soup mix. There are 2 packets that come inside of that, and that's mostly everything you need. You also need 2 eggs, some vegetable oil. I use canola oil because I'm not allergic to it, and 6 cups of boiling water. And I have my kettle going to get the water boiling while I do this. So let's get mixing. Okay, so I have already cracked 2 eggs into my bowl, and I'm going to get started whisking them together with a fork. When you are making gluten-free food, whisking the eggs before you add other ingredients and making them kind of a scrambled egg texture makes things sort of hold together better. You almost want kind of a meringue texture when you're doing this sort of thing. So whisk, whisk, whisk. Okay, so that's the sort of texture you're going for. Just nicely whisked together, definitely broken up and incorporated. Alright, after that I need 3 tablespoons of oil, which I will then mix the matzo mix in with. A little much. Okay, sick. Whisking again. Okay, and you can maybe see that's starting to get nice and bubbly and smooth. So I have, again, 2 packets here. I have one that's labeled matzo and one that's labeled soup, and this is obviously going to be our soup, so we're going to save that for later. But it's supposed to mix this matzo mix in until smooth, until uniform. Alright. Until uniform, by the way, just means until there are no lumps in it, so I'm just trying to make sure that all of the lumps get smoothed out and it becomes a smooth texture. I don't think it's going to be quite like cake batter, but it should be nice and smooth and without any large chunks of potato starch that are left dry in the center. Alright, so that is fairly uniform. I'm going to scrape the fork off so that I get as much matzo mix as I can, because again, I'm very hungry. And all my celiacs and spoonies out there know you want to get everything that you can out of this. So let me wash off my hands and I'll be right back. Okay, so there we have our uniform matzo mix. My kettle's about to start whistling, so I can start the soup pretty soon. And we're supposed to let the matzo sit for 15 minutes, so I'm going to cover it because we have an invasion of crane flies in the house recently. And since my kettle is going there, it's time to start mixing up the soup. 1 second. Okay, so now in a large pot with a tight-fitting lid, we are supposed to put 2.5 quarts, which is 10 cups. I keep doing the math wrong on this, I'm so sorry. 10 cups of boiling water, so I like to pre-boil my water in a kettle to save myself time. Hopefully I have 2.5 quarts here. Well, that is a lucky coincidence. My kettle apparently is exactly 2.5 quarts. So since this water was boiling and my pot was obviously hot, I'm just going to go ahead and mix the soup mix in now. Alright, I'm going to turn that down to a simmer while my matzo sits for about another 7, 8, 10, 12 minutes, I think. So it did not take me long to get this soup ready. And yeah, then we'll be back, and it's time to make the matzo balls. Hi! Okay, it's been 15 minutes, and we are back with our matzo, which has now had time to sit and absorb. And the instructions for this now are to, with wet hands, form it into balls about the size of a walnut and place those in the soup. So I'm just going to double check that. Using wet hands, form matzo mix into balls the size of walnuts. Yep, correct. Okay, so make sure your hands are really clean for this. They should be really clean while you're cooking anyway, but it's, I mean, you're going to be digging in, so make sure your hands are super duper clean. So let's see. And I guess the wet hands is to make sure that it's not sticky, but there we go. I think that's about the size of a walnut. Okay, make sure to scrape the sides of your bowl so you get all of it, because again, we don't want to waste any. Okay, and there are our matzo balls. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 10 came out of that package, and now I'm going to gently place these in the soup. So let's get a nice look at that. Okay, the soup has been simmering, so it's at a low boil. I'm gonna just stir that up a little. It really does smell fantastic. And one at a time, place these. All right, and our final instruction here is cover tightly, reduce heat to a simmer, and cook for 30 minutes. So again, this was at a simmer, so this is the correct temperature. I'm going to come back and stir periodically to make sure that this is in good shape. And I don't really know what's going to happen. I don't know how much these are going to expand or if they're going to stay the same size. But we'll be back in half an hour, and I'll be finally eating dinner at 4:43, well, half an hour, 5:15 a.m. I'm a responsible adult who came home from work and immediately fell asleep, but I'll be back with you guys in a little while, and we'll try this out. Okay, we're back, and it is time to serve up. It's gonna be hot. Woo! The matzo balls did embiggen significantly. So they went in as little walnut-sized guys and are coming out much bigger. And silly me, I did not check and make sure that I had any proper bowls, so I'm going to be eating this out of a Pyrex. Get myself a nice matzo ball there. Alright, ladle some broth over it. Do I want 2? I think I want 2 matzo balls. Alright, I'm going to turn down the heat so I can pack up my leftovers when I'm done with dinner, breakfast, meal in the middle of the night, and we're going to go out so that I can do my normal filming taste testing in the garage. So I'll see you again in a second. I have missed matzo ball soup so much, and this is the first like chicken soup from a packet that I've found that I can eat. So I'm going to try the broth first, just a little bit of it. It's very hot because I just took it off the stove. Oh, that's very good. And now that I think about it, that ingredient list didn't say jack shit about anything chickeny, which is fine by me. That's not a problem. I just, any kind of yellow soup I think of as like chicken soup. It's fucking good. Yes. That's really, really good. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you're interested in seeing more, and tell me what you like to eat that is Passover food. Like, I'm
maybe going to be going to a friend's dinner, and what should I bring? I mean, I can obviously bring soup that I can eat, but what should I experiment with making that you have had trouble eating that is kosher and gluten-free? Anyway, fuck, this is good. Fuck. I'll see y'all later, and you have a great night. I'm gonna eat the shit out of this. Okay, bye.